Dude, this video sucks. Like, recording this sucks. Editing this is gonna suck. I can't believe we are making this video so soon. Let me tell you guys about the weirdest, like the weird headspace that I've been in the last couple of days. I just got back from PAX East. We traveled up to Boston for my first ever PAX event, a massive gaming convention where Dead by Daylight and FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy, they were doing their collab, their first reveal. We traveled for that specifically. And when I got there, Dead by Daylight, Behavior, they had their own booth. It was actually pretty cool. They had like 10 computers for people to just constantly play Dead by Daylight. You could play against creators. They had like a life-size palette from the game that you stun the killers with. The developers, the creators, the community, a spot all for them to mingle and talk. And it was such a cool environment because like it was just so positive. Everyone who was there to celebrate this huge milestone for Dead by Daylight, the game they care about. Five Nights at Freddy's massive license coming into the game, such a huge thing. And it was like it was different because everyone was just so friendly and kind and positive. From like the developers, there was like no lines. It was just very casual. You could walk up, talk to anyone there. I talked to like a bunch of them about Jason joining Dead by Daylight, which I figured is like a question that they probably heard a million times and probably didn't want to talk to me about, but they were so cool about it and really like had an actual discussion with me about Jason and how that would, like, what that would mean to them if it came to their game. And like the creators there, everyone was so positive and mingling and talking and just like networking. The community, everyone's just like complimenting each other's shirts and just be overall being like so happy. The morale was so happy. But in the back of my head, I was just thinking like, this is kind of bittersweet because it's so cool to be a part of this, but also I kind of wish Gun and TCM was doing stuff like this. I kind of miss that happiness, that morale, that positivity in TCM that I've said a million times hasn't been there since like the very, very early days of TCM. I've said it a million times. This game really needed a win. Like it just sucked that like the best performing videos for TCM were the ones where you were kind of shitting on the game. And as someone who like tries to make entertaining, fun stuff, that sucked to do. And seeing TCM take hit after hit after hit, it was hard. Which leads us to today. I get back from PAX. You know, you got Killer Clowns announcing that they got like 80 new challenges, 40 new cosmetics to celebrate their anniversary. You have Dead by Daylight collabing with Five Nights at Freddy's. They're gonna do another stream for that. And then you got TCM who releases this update. And man, I knew before I even clicked on it. That this was not gonna be good. So of course we're gonna break down this post, read it, talk about it, and just give our thoughts and opinions about this sucky situation, dude. I honestly did not see this happening so soon. I mean, people have been saying the game is dead since Danny was released. Every single update, people would say the game is dead. For months and months and months now, people were saying that the game is coming to an end. And yeah, I could see the warning signs, but I just kind of figured that TCM was pretty happy just coasting by. You know, they had a healthy player base. They had an addictive, fun game, and they could get away with just releasing, you know, every month or so a new skin, a new pack of something. I kind of figured that's where we were going to be for a long time. So they released today a post, which I'm sure you probably seen a million people read this, but I want to give my thoughts and opinions. An update on the future of the Texas Chain Saw Massacre DLC and what's next. Team has news to share about what to expect in the future for Texas Chain Saw Massacre. Just a couple years ago, if you sat down and asked anyone here at Gun Interactive what would be a dream project for them, you'd hear them say the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. A pivotal film for any horror lover, innovative, indie, and artistic, Gun brings the same spirits to making games. Being able to see the Texas Chain Saw Massacre get into the hands of players is one of the proudest accomplishments we've had as a studio. We feel proud of the game and what we made. We're happy that we're at the point where we feel the Texas Chain Saw Massacre has reached its full potential. From the very beginning, we've always had a clear and concise vision for the game. We wanted to push the envelope on multiplayer asymmetrical horror, shed light on this iconic film to a newer generation, and place folks into the beautiful but macabre world of Muerto County, and we feel we have achieved that. That is such a weird way to start this, because either Gunn and the people behind this are just so out of touch, which I don't believe is true, because you see their community teams active in the Reddits, the Discords, the Twitters, where they get screamed at every single day that this is not what we wanted. So it's just like, for them to say that this is, I mean, dude, if I'm being as respectful as possibly I can be, this is just a straight up lie. To say that the game has reached its full potential is just a lie. Are we supposed to pretend that there's not massive amount of leaked content in the files and mocap and new rush week maps and rush week modes and a new family member, a new victim? Are we supposed to pretend that that's not real? Are we supposed to pretend that they didn't say publicly on their Twitter that a new Leatherface was coming, that the hair pack was coming, which the hair pack itself is a perfect example. Now, the hair pack, to me, I don't care about it. And the hair pack is certainly not going to save this game's future. But for months and months and months on end, on every post, on everything you ever did, the community screamed at you in your face about this hair pack. So much so that you confirmed that it's coming, and then it never happened. A hair pack never made it into the game, something that the community was so vocal about wanting. And you know they are there, you know they hear it. So it's so strange that it never happened. Are we supposed to pretend that an execution pack didn't leak in the last update? And we're not getting that? Because they said there's no new content in the next update. So the idea that they've reached their full potential and did everything that they want to do is a straight up lie. And I just am confused on how it could be anything other than that. It's honestly, again, as respectful as I possibly can be, it's a little insulting to pretend that we are not smart enough to see those things. I get it, I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb. This game it reeks of untapped potential. It reeks of so much content left on the table. I mean, if you want to dig into it, I mean, there's no Chop Top, there's no remake house, there's no remake content outside of Leatherface. It's been confirmed that you have the license to the first movie. There's no Sally. Why was that never happened? I mean, especially like, because we're going to read this and they're going to talk about it. We finished the Maria Flores chapter. It was the prime time to move into licensed content from the movies. They've confirmed that they have the rights to every single Leatherface. We got none of them from the movies besides the remake. There's no TCM2 in the funny suit. There's no TCM3 with the golden chainsaw and the squeaky leg. There's no Netflix 2022 Leatherface. All things that are massively wanted by the fans that we've been vocal about, that you had the rights to, but I guess just wasn't in the full vision. That's just not true. It just can't be true, honestly. Unless there's maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm coming from a place of just venting frustration. For instance, telling the story of Maria Flores and her friends while bringing horror icons into the franchise like Kane Hodder, Barbara Crampton, Scout Taylor Compton, and Skeet Ulrich. While incredibly rewarding and important to us while creating something new, we still sought out to honor the 1974 film, authentically working from Kim Hinkle's character Bible, as well as bringing back the franchise favorites like Bill Moseley and Ed Neal. And at this point, we feel we have seen that the Texas Chain Saw Massacre is fully realized. Again, you guys see why I have a problem with that. The way that this reads and the way that this comes off is as a direct, we are making the choice to abandon this game. It's not a financial issue. It's not a player base issue. The player base is healthy enough. The DLCs are selling enough. It's not even a rights issue. There's nothing else here that is wrong. But we have come together as a team. We've made all that we can make for this game. and we feel confident in the place that it is in, which that's like, dude, that's where it stings even more, because it's not like the game is riding an all-time high and we can all just look around and just be like, dude, we did it. Like, this is nice. If it ended here, you know, I'd be happy. To have the game at an all-time low and then say that you fully realized your vision for TCM is hurtful. You just won't be able to convince me that they spent 4 years, 5 years developing this game. Tens of millions of dollars went into this game, creating this universe, crafting these characters, the lore, the mocap animations, everything. Flying to Texas and taking photos of the grass and the sky so it's so authentic. We did all that just for a year and some change of life. That's what the vision was. The vision was just for a year and a half, and then that's it. How does that make sense? The vision was for it to cap at 99, to have no future unlockables for the game, no future progression for the game. They built an entire set of like a basement. They created a live broadcast studio, multiple monitors, equipment, all this investment for a year and a half of life. That just like, it's painfully obvious that this is not the truth. I think anyone who's tapped into the game knows that this is not the truth, and it hurts that they would, I don't know if they think we believe it or that they think we're not smart enough to see it. I don't know any other way around it. It's confusingly painful and just overall hurtful. Like, it's hard to like put into words just how weird of an ending this is. We covered this game from the announcement. I mean, I remember watching what was like the Game Awards with the black screen, and then from a creator of Friday the 13th, we saw the Texas road. We immediately knew what they were doing. And because of Friday the 13th, it felt like Gun was with us. They took that hit with us because they didn't know when content stopped. So Gun was hurt. We were hurt. We always knew that like if these passionate horror fans were able to get another license, they'd be unstoppable. So to end the game like this, and then the thoughts of another game, it's just, I feel indifferent about it. It's hard to be excited when you eventually see the creators from Friday the 13th and Texas Chain Saw Massacre. Here comes the next, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to feel like exciting about it. And that is such a weird feeling, because you want to support this team, you want to support these people so hardly, and you defend them, and they're proving everyone else right. So like, that is such a uncomfortable, confusing, weird feeling to have. With that being said, the Texas Chain Saw Massacre will not receive any further content or support. That means there will be no more DLC, balance updates, or bug fixes in our upcoming May patch. You can still expect a few more patches in the future in order to transition towards peer-to-peer matchmaking. The Texas Chain Saw Massacre will still be playable and is not being delisted from storefronts. Our community team will continue to interact with our players as we continue to celebrate the Texas Chain Saw Massacre with all of you who love this game just as much as we do. Listen, their community team is amazing. The people on that team are amazing. But why didn't we celebrate it when it mattered? You know, why weren't we doing more community streams? Why weren't we tapped in there? Why did we create the set and invest in all that equipment to do what, 4 streams? I'm pretty sure they did like 3 or 4 streams their whole life cycle of this game. Why weren't there community challenges? Why weren't there artwork contests on Twitter? Why weren't there DLC giveaways? Why didn't we do those community things when it mattered so that the game wouldn't be in such a bad spot now? As a creative studio, it is imperative to communicate that we've seen this vision through to its natural creative end. We are a scrappy group of horror heads and artists continuously working on bringing cinematic experiences to you all. We appreciate the folks who understand the vision we are bringing to the asymmetrical multiplayer horror space, because let's face it, it may not be for everyone, but those who get it, those who have winded their game circles to play the Texas Chain Saw Massacre, those who have reveled in the terror, horror, and beauty of this world with their friends, keep us motivated and ready to continue to do what we do best, make your favorite horror games. We wouldn't have it anyway. What's next for Gun? Stay tuned. Again, I've already spoken on like the feeling of supporting another game, especially with this happening. Honestly, the thing is that like, you don't really have a choice. You know what I mean? Like, if Gun creates Halloween the game, are you not buying it? Are you not playing that as a horror fan? As someone in this community and the overall asymmetrical community, are you really not going to play Scream the game? So it's like, Gun are the people that you want to make these games because they care and they're good at it. They create really good gameplay mechanics, but it's just hard to defend the live service support and the future proof planning of these games. It's almost like they made the core design and then just didn't think anything else through. If you want them to get another horror IP, if you want them to do another horror game, is Gun the best hands? These actions and these words don't match the people, which is why it's so weird. Because if you start digging into the timeline of things, it gets nasty, it gets gross. Like, you start thinking about the PlayStation, the PS Plus players throwing sales right before the end of content. If you start looking into those details, it's not a good time, and those actions don't match the people who are behind these kind of things. The people who are so passionate about these horror franchises, who go so hard to make sure that it's such a true experience. I don't know. Dude, the whole thing sucks. It really does. It's a weird feeling, and I know a lot of people are definitely in a weird spot. Listen, I've done this. This is deja vu for me. I've lived this nightmare before with Friday 13th. You really care about a game. You know, you meet some good friends. It's what you look forward to. It's your escape from life, from work, from school, whatever you got going on. When you enter these worlds, you can just, you know, put blinders onto everything else. And now it's gone. I totally get that feeling. So you're not alone on that. As far as content for the channel goes, I mean, not much is going to change. I'll still make TCM videos and streams as long as you guys want to watch them. I mean, I'm still trying to work on Friday 13th content, like, while this is all going on. So it's like, if you guys want to see it, I'll do my best to do it. We're definitely going to tap into some more indie horror games and just horror games in general. So the series and stuff like that are definitely going to come back. I'm honestly at a loss for words, and I don't know how to feel. I'd love to hear what you guys think down below. Talk about it. I'll read and reply to everything I can. Dude, this sucks. So
you gotta have a sequel. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. These days, there are certain rules. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. You gotta have a sequel.
You can never have sex.
Everybody dies. Everybody dies. These days,
You never drink or do drugs.
everybody dies. Everybody dies. You gotta have a sequel.